How do you lead impactful conversations on race? Hey there, Michelle Ami Reyes from michelleamireyes.com, and I have some super fun news for you today. So, 15 years ago, I did something that just made me rethink everything I thought I knew about race and culture. And yes, I know that's a dramatic way to start a conversation, but stay with me. So, okay, the short version is that I'm hosting a free masterclass, and you're invited. You can save your spot by clicking on the link below because this won't be available forever. So please do not miss out on this opportunity. Now, inside the masterclass, I'm sharing the 4-part framework that I use and that my students use within my online program, Season with Grace, to lead impactful conversations on race within 4 weeks or less. I'm also going to be sharing 3 common roadblocks that to avoid when engaging with race so that you can confidently know the power of your voice and story. I'm also going to be talking about why you don't need to educate people about race in order to achieve racial change and what to do instead. And then finally, I'll talk about how to work with me more closely to facilitate gracious conversations on race with your team, with your staff, with whomever you're working with in your context, in order to pursue collaborative racial change. So click on the link below. Go ahead and sign up now. Okay, back to my story. Perhaps you're wondering if you've been following me on YouTube or on social media at Michelle Ami Reyes. Maybe you're wondering, so why do I care so much about equipping leaders to have impactful conversations on race? Well, the short answer is that I wish someone had guided me in my early years working as a practitioner in cross-cultural vocational ministry contexts. You see, once upon a time, my husband and I lived in Chicago, and we lived adjacent to a bunch of different cultural, ethnic neighborhoods. We lived adjacent to a fairly large Black community, a predominantly white community. There was a Latino community down the ways. And I remember how passionate I was about wanting to work toward racial change within my community. And I was voraciously reading all the books about racial justice and cultural identity development, multiculturalism. I was listening to all the podcasts, watching the YouTube videos, following the thought leaders, you name it. But there was a problem. I tried to talk to someone, that I knew at my workplace, or maybe while walking down the sidewalk in my neighborhood about what I was learning, but the conversations would never go anywhere. I tried to apply the knowledge I was learning from books within my vocational context, but the people I was serving didn't seem to care what I was doing, let alone think it was effective. Or I try to organize dinner gatherings or a book club to encourage people to care about very real, very imminent racial problems. But things never seemed to go as I was hoping them to. And I felt like I was metaphorically banging my head against the wall. Maybe you've been in a similar situation. And I started wondering to myself, why aren't people listening to me? Why can't I get anyone to care about these incredibly important issues on race? And why was I unable to make the difference that I so desperately wanted to make? Now, I've developed strategies over the years to become more effective in my approach to conversations on race. I've kept those strategies to myself and really only shared them thus far with my clients until now. If you've been following me on social media recently, you probably know that I've been working behind the scenes on something really exciting. The doors to my signature program, Seasoned with Grace, are now wide open for enrollment. This is a course that will dramatically help you personally and professionally as a leader grow in your ability to have gracious conversations on race that lead to impactful racial change. And if you're ready to just plunge in, you can go ahead and sign up for that as well in the links below. But to kick things off, I'm hosting a brand new free masterclass called How to Lead Impactful Conversations on Race Within 4 weeks or Less. And in it, I'll be walking through the same system I share with paid clients inside my program. And if you're curious to learn more about Seasoned with Grace, or if you're struggling with how to show up confidently and graciously to conversations on race, then this class is for you. If you're working in a vocational ministry context as a writer, speaker, podcaster, teacher, a volunteer, maybe even as a pastor or director, fill in the blank, and you struggle with knowing how to move that ball forward toward healthy racial change in your context, then you have to be at this class. So tell me if this is true for you. You're ready for gracious conversations on race to be the rule, not the exception. You're ready to stop debating and picking fights and burning bridges with people over race related issues. You're ready to confidently lead in race conversations because you know how to engage people and what outcomes to aim for. You're ready for a way to make racial change happen in a way that aligns with a positive and even biblical vision. And you're ready for Black, brown, and white, Asian, Latino, mixed, indigenous to find greater connection and collaboration with each other. If you've answered yes to any of those questions, then Seasoned with Grace was made for you. But if you want to test drive this a little bit before signing on, I need you at my free masterclass. It's Thursday, February 16th at 1 p.m. Central. Next week's free masterclass will change so much of what you think you know about race. I promise you that. So be sure to sign up for the class to see if I'm right. Now, again, just head over to the link below, or you can go to my website at michelleamireyes.com to learn more about the full program Seasoned with Grace, as well as the free masterclass. All right. Hope to see you there.